Well, that was pretty cool. Now, folks, I don't quite know how to tell you this, but it's kind of weird. But Arnie Schwarzenegger just joined me, and Arnie, what the heck you doing here?
Well, Deborah invited me as well, George. I'll be out of work soon too, you know. They terminated my last term as governor of California.
Well, yeah, but you could always go back, to your movie career and regrope.
Don't you mean regroup, George?
No, I mean regrope.
Ha ha, very funny, George.
That was a good one.
I have to go now, George. My wife is texting me, but I'll be back. In the meantime, it's time to get pumped up by Jeff Harridan, a two-time ENYCAR chairman from the last 30 years. Talk about a punishing workout. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Jeff.
Well, I think the reason we benefit from being a member from ENYCAR is really has a lot to do with the DEEP program, which really helps our facilities stay clean and organized and ahead of OSHA, with any problems. It also, we're very fortunate to have Debbie Dorman stay on top of all the government regulations for us. I go back to Cash for Clunkers and I think about how Debbie was on the phone constantly and on emails to all of us to let us know exactly where we stood and what was happening minute to minute, since we were all in such confusion. We also find the auto shows very helpful. Twice a year, brings people out to see our cars and meet our people, and it's just been a great experience. Well, being chairman at ENYCAR twice really was kind of a funny start. Back 20 years ago, I was one of those dealers that said, I don't really need to have three associations. I have New York State Auto Dealers, I have NADA. Why do I need a local dealership that I need to be paying dues to? And at the time, the director, Dan Harrison, said, well, if that's the way you feel, why don't you come, join us on the board and find out what we do. So I've been there ever since. And I really enjoy, working with Debbie and Kim and the staff, getting things done, making a difference for our dealers. I love the involvement with the dealers on the board, socially, as well as learning, what's going on in their business. It's almost like being in a 20 group. I learned a lot from it, and I really stay on top of what's happening locally. I enjoy being a director on the ENYCAR board, basically just for the camaraderie I have with all the dealers in the area, staying in touch with them, learning what's going on around town, whether there's a tax audit or there's an OSHA audit or there's some new thing that I don't know about with regulations. It also gets us to get together and to multitask, figure out how to help our dealers in the Capital District. Well, one of the fun things that I remember with ENYCAR that always sticks out is I always have an ongoing saga with Kim at the golf outings. I always am always the first one to get my invitation in, and I always ask for the position 1A so that we start right out at the clubhouse and we don't have to go flying out after all the other carts. And it's just been kind of like an ongoing joke with the two of us that I send that in and she hooks me up. And normally her husband's behind me, which is even funnier. Normally Rich is 1B, so just goes to show, Rich, that I have pull too. The future of ENYCAR, I would really like to see the Hudson Valley project go forward. We've been trying for quite a while before the recession started to build a model dealership over there where we can train all of our employees. And I feel it's very important right now, seeing as we're challenged for employees with Global Foundries coming to town and with General Electric expanding in Schenectady. Employees are going to be a lot harder to get to come work for us. And the training and regulations that are out there, we really need to have people that are professionals working in our dealerships. Well, I think the most exciting thing is that we have now been accepted as a world-known nanotech city. We had the Tech Valley label, and everyone kind of just said, okay, Tech Valley, that's great, but we've actually got Global Foundries that is just about built, behind my house in Malta, as well as all the things that are going on up there. And I think that the future for auto dealers is going to be very bright with the amount of jobs that that's going to bring with it, and also the population to the Capital District. So I think that the next 10 years or so are going to be very vibrant for car dealers. And I'd also like to say that I really feel bad for all my fellow dealers that have recently lost their franchises. I feel it's very unfair, and I just hope that they are able to continue in the Capital District and have their employees maybe be taken in by other dealers, and we can just work this all out together in a smooth way.
Hello again, ENYCAR people. I told you I'd be back.
Arnie, I believe you're mispronunciating the organization name. It's ENYCAR.
No, it's ENYCAR, George. Any, like Benny or Jenny.
ENYCAR?
That's right.
Oops. That explains why they've been laughing at me. So, anybody with a car can be a member? Well, that's even dumber.
Never mind that, George. We need to tell them about the future.
Oh, yeah, you mean that nanotechnology stuff.
Nanotechnology, George, and other serious investments. The car business is hard, George. Much harder than being a governor or president. But if you have the guts and you're not a girly man or girly woman, you can do it if you know what to do, George.
So don't be girly people. Right, Arnie?
That's right, George.
Hey, Arnie, I'm just curious. Has anyone ever, checked out your birth certificate?
Ha, very funny, George. At least I can read mine. Hasta la vista, George.
Ouch. Anyway, thanks for letting me and Arnie be part of your 30th anniversary celebration, and good luck. And now to wrap things up, here's one of your prettiest and smartest past chairwoman. Chair something. I don't know. She looks good in a chair. Here's Maria Dunning.
Being part of ENYCAR benefits our dealership through multiple services, including employee training, DEEP program, which is a safety program, seminars, social events, registrations getting done for us rather than having to pay someone to run outside the dealership and do it, answering legal questions in times of panic, and on and on. What did it mean to me personally to be the chairperson of ENYCAR? I enjoyed the opportunity to meet my peers, to work with my peers, to help to influence and create processes and policies for our local automobile community. It was, for the first time in the 32 years that I've been in the car business, a time for me to engage with the rest of the car business. The highlight, though, was going to Washington with Deborah and lobbying our legislators for issues and concerns that were really important to the car dealers in the Albany and Capital District area, and that, I would say, was truly my favorite part. I serve on the board of directors for ENYCAR because of the enormous salary it pays. I serve on the board because I enjoy working with the people in the Capital District, the dealers in the Capital District, towards the issues that are important to us, for our employees, for the growth of our employee base, to train our employees, to offer legal counsel to the dealers. There are a multitude of reasons that it makes me personally feel good. For the future of ENYCAR, I hope that we are able to partner with Hudson Valley Community College to expand their automotive program. Deborah has worked very hard for the last 2 or 3 years to see that happen, and sadly for us the timing was a bit bad. We had the economy to deal with and a bit of a stumbling block recently with some finances, but I'm hopeful that Deborah and our board are able in the near future to revisit the project and see it to fruition. On the 30th anniversary of ENYCAR, it is my hope that Deborah gets her wish, and this year we have 100 members.
Yeah, keeping the faith. I'm keeping the faith. Yes, I am. You know I'm keeping the faith. Oh, yes, I am. You know I'm keeping the faith. Oh, you know I will.